Hi, everyone. Very exciting session planned for today. We have some of the leading industry experts from a knowledge perspective available to discuss some very interesting topics. So I appreciate all of your time, your willingness to participate on the panel. Let's go ahead and jump right in.
Well, waste management, we're largest waste hauler in North America. We have about 20,000 trucks, of which 1,600 are CNG, LNG, but mainly I'll focus on CNG. So we're already committed to using alternative fuels. In a perfect world, we'd snap our fingers and convert our whole fleet to CNG today. We're not going to do that. We're really not going to retire a truck until it's ready to be retired. But when we do replace it, probably 80 to 90% of our new replacement vehicles are going to be CNG over diesel. So we're committed to this, number one, because it's cheaper. The cost of CNG equivalent to diesel is about 1/3 the cost. So right there you have that permanent benefit. And in addition, it's clean burning, environmentally friendly, which gives us a huge competitive advantage if we go to a municipality and say, hey, we would love to pick up your trash for the next 10 years, and guess what? We're going to do it with clean burning fuel. So that certainly helps us. This whole area, as far as the tax goes, is still evolving. What we're able to do as a large company that spends a lot of time and effort on government affairs is to try to work with the legislators and to try to make sure that the type of provisions that are in there are going to be favorable to us. Whether that means having credits and incentives for buying these new CNG trucks over diesel trucks, or how the fuel is going to be taxed in relation to diesel fuel. There's a lot of interesting issues. We're going state by state as we start to buy these trucks, and we're finding that the state laws are way behind. Some of them don't even address how to tax CNG, whether it's an alternative fuel, whether it falls under the definition of a motor fuel, whether it falls under the sales tax statute versus the excise tax statute. So we're working with the states, and whether it's submitting a letter ruling to find out how the heck this thing is taxed, or to try to shape in the legislative sessions to try to shape favorable language to help waste management. To go beyond that, we are producing our own fuel. When we first started to buy alternative fuel trucks, which mainly was in California because the emission standards are much higher than the rest of the country, so we had to go out and buy these alternative fuel trucks, and we had to buy the fuel as fuel from suppliers. Now we're kind of in the next generation where we are producing our own fuel. Basically, we're building a fueling station like you see at Sam's Club or Walmart, and we are buying natural gas right from the pipeline. We're putting in our own compression equipment, and we are producing our own fuel. So we're going above and beyond buying the fuel from someone and having that somebody tax us. We now have to figure out how the heck do we tax this ourselves, and the federal excise tax that you pay to the government and the state excise taxes, we have to pay like you would pay a use tax. We have to figure it out and pay it ourselves. And that's another area that the states really weren't prepared for. So that's the direction we are going in, and the states are trying to catch up because some states, they don't want this alternative fuel, even though it has a lot of benefits to the environment, to go untaxed, okay? Because every time a truck converts from diesel to CNG, or a company, instead of buying a diesel replacement truck, buys a CNG truck, if those fuels aren't taxed at the same level, the state is losing money. So, sure, we would like to be able to buy the CNG and not pay the tax, but if we do have to pay it, which is fair and equitable, we want to make sure that we're not disadvantaged, and where we can, we want to try to get some favorable treatment, focusing on the pollution element to say, hey, we're taking a diesel truck off the road, we're replacing it with an alternative fuel truck, and that's good for the environment. we want the states to reward environmentally conscious companies and hopefully give us preferential treatment. And we've been able to do that in a couple states. So, you know, we're committed, and it's a growing area. And, you know, we also have to make sure that the same benefits that one might get when they buy diesel fuel in terms of fuel tax refunds are available on the alternative fuel tax side. Again, sometimes the statutes are not written, they're not detailed enough to include this. So we've been very fortunate to get to the forefront legislatively and trying to you know, impact some positive change for our industry. We're going to do this regardless of the tax benefits because of the cost and the environmental advantages. But if we could get additional tax benefits, then that just makes our business case that much stronger.